Arata is a pathetic but rich loser who thought daddy's money would help him get baddies, but they all treated him like a cursed object. However, after learning that he was adopted, he decides to practice all the positions with his stepsisters to become a Rizz god. It all starts with Arata asking Shin for Rizz tips so he can finally get some action. After Shin says he just has to go with the flow to get a girlfriend like his, Arata loses it and says he doesn't know what the flow means. Shin then asks why he is even bothered by girls when he can technically have anyone he wants as their family's heir. As Arata tries to mask low testosterone level with a stupid speech about true romance, their sisters all come out and take turns guessing that Arata was definitely looking for advice to deal with the fact that it's the same size as their pinky. When he tells them to mind their own business, Aoka continues with the insults, so Shin decides to add a little spice by saying that Arata was talking about the size of their milk bags. After sending her dog to bite chunks of skin off his body, she tells him to get help because regular brothers don't obsess over their sister's plot. Arata then claims that he has only ever seen them as ugly meat sacks, but then Aoka asks if that was the case during his incident with Kotono, when Banri finally steps in as the oldest to defend him. Minami also admits that he isn't all bad, so he tries to give her a hug, but receives a punch that almost paralyzes him. Just then, Aoka reminds them that it's Kotono's birthday on Saturday, and they all agree to go out together after the birthday dinner before heading to the train station for school. Later on, Shin meets up with Arata in the men's room to talk about how everyone in school acts like they have the dream family, when in reality they just get bullied by all 5 sisters and have almost no way of fighting back. Shin also points out the fact that most people suspect that they actually clap in secret, and when Arata says nothing like that will ever happen, Shin reminds him of Kotono's confession. Hours later, Arata considers sending a friend request to his crush, but chickens out right before Aoka comes in to ask for his notes. As she reads through them, he notices that jugs have changed a bit and says she should start acting her age, but then she calls him stupid for thinking she needs to be civilized up in the same house that they all grew up in. The next moment, she asks about his crush and says Shin told her all about it, so he reluctantly tells her the girl's name. After saying that they are actually on the same committee, she tries to set them up, but he tells her to focus on finding someone that can put up with her irritating personality instead. On Kotono's birthday several days later, he puts on a suit and waits until dinner time before heading out and seeing Aoka, who then manages to squeeze out a compliment before heading down. At the dinner table moments later, Minami tries to apologize for losing her AirPod, but she gets pissed and continues cussing until they both start arguing. After Arata tells them to stop, their dad, Kaname, finally shows up and thanks them all for waiting. Just as they make a toast to Kotono, Kaname decides to drop a bomb and says they are all actually adopted. Arata immediately asks for an explanation, so he further explains that while Minami and Shin are actually twins, the rest of them are all unrelated. After also saying that he promised their mother to keep it a secret until the right time, he continues the dinner like nothing happened, but they all drift away from reality. Shortly after that, a maid tries